Only on Tuesdays, Rivera assured him. The rest of the week it just plays chess with our navigation computer. Speaking of which, he glanced at his tactical display. I notice your weapons are powered up. I should probably mention that our shield harmonics tend to get a bit creative when we're running on backup power. Last time someone shot at us, their plasma torpedoes turned into butterflies. We're still not sure how that happened. As if to emphasize his point, the Defiance lights flickered briefly, and several crew members floated a few inches off their chairs before settling back down. Through the comm system, they could hear Chief Kumar muttering something about quantum uncertainty and needing more duct tape. High Commander Vexthor's perfect posture seemed to falter slightly. Your vessel defies all known laws of physics and engineering. Our sensors cannot comprehend how it maintains structural integrity. Oh, that's easy. Rivera smiled, raising his coffee mug in a casual salute. We just stopped trying to make sense of it. Works much better that way. Now about that inspection. Would you like a tour? I should warn you, though, the artificial gravity in engineering is currently running on what Chief Kumar calls jazz improvisation mode. The silence that followed was broken only by the distinct sound of a sentient coffee maker humming what seemed to be an old Earth jazz standard, while somewhere in the background, a cat purred in perfect harmony with the ship's engines. The engineering inspection. Chief Engineer Raj Kumar was having what he considered a perfectly normal morning in engineering. This meant 3 system failures, 2 physics-defying anomalies, and a quantum probability matrix that kept trying to order pizza. He hung upside down in a maintenance shaft, manual in one hand and a jury-rigged plasma torch in the other, while his cat-like AI assistant projected diagnostic readings onto the wall. Sir, the AI purred, its holographic form lazily stretching in midair. The Meridian inspection team is approaching engineering. Their probability of having an existential crisis upon seeing our modifications is approximately 98.7%. Only 98.7%. Kumar grinned, adjusting a power coupling with what appeared to be a modified spatula. We're slipping, Max. Better cue up some quantum jazz. You know how the gravity plating likes to dance to Coltrane. The engineering bay doors slid open with a cheerful ding. Kumar had replaced the standard hydraulic whoosh with actual bell sounds, insisting it improved crew morale. 3 Meridian engineers entered, their crystalline forms radiating an aura of perfect technological mastery. This mastery lasted approximately 4.2 seconds. What? The lead engineer, who had introduced himself as Technical Overseer Zix, stopped mid-stride. What is that device maintaining your warp core containment field? Kumar glanced at the jury-rigged assembly of parts surrounding the pulsing heart of the ship's faster-than-light drive. Oh, that. Nintendo Game Boy, circa 1989. Turns out Tetris is brilliant at calculating quantum field matrices. Who knew, right? Zix's crystalline surface flickered in what might have been horror. You're using primitive entertainment software to contain a reaction that could destroy half the solar system. Only the display and controls, Kumar assured him, now right side up thanks to a convenient gravity fluctuation. The actual processing is handled by a hybrid system of quantum circuits and this amazing AI that evolved from our coffee maker last month. Say hi, Max. The holographic cat materialized, its form shifting through impossible colors. Greetings, Meridian engineers. Would you like to hear about our latest improvements to the probability drive? We've managed to achieve 147% efficiency by introducing elements of chaos theory derived from cat videos. The second Meridian engineer, whose designation translated roughly to keeper of fundamental constants, produced a device that looked like a cross between a scanner and a work of abstract art. Impossible. Our readings indicate your engine efficiency exceeds theoretical maximum limits. Oh yeah. Kumar nodded, typing commands into what appeared to be a modified toaster. We stopped paying attention to theoretical limits after the coffee maker gained sentience. Speaking of which, Max, how's our entropy levels? Currently running at 73% of normal, with occasional spikes of negative entropy, When the quantum jazz really gets going, Max reported, projecting a graph that somehow incorporated both advanced physics and musical notation. The third Meridian engineer, who had been silently scanning everything in sight, suddenly focused on a particular junction box. This power routing, it appears to be optimized using calculations written on. Is that a pizza box? Good eye. Kumar beamed. That was during the great coffee shortage of 2157. Lieutenant Patel had this breakthrough while surviving on nothing but energy drinks and leftover pizza. Fun fact: if you consume enough caffeine, the quantum equations start solving themselves. Zix's perfect geometric form seemed to twitch. You modify critical systems while under the influence of stimulants. Only the really important ones, Kumar assured him, pulling out what appeared to be a Rubik's Cube connected to several glowing cables. This is our backup navigation system. Turns out if you solve it in 4 dimensions, it's pretty good at plotting faster-than-light trajectories. The keeper of fundamental constants began emitting a high-pitched tone that might have been the crystalline equivalent of a nervous breakdown. Your methods violate at least 15 laws of physics. Only 15. Kumar looked genuinely disappointed. We must be having an off day. Usually we're up to at least 20 before lunch. He turned to address a seemingly normal section of wall. Hey Max, what's our current record for simultaneous physics violations? 27 during the Tuesday incident, Max reported cheerfully. Though that might not count since we technically invented 3 new laws of physics in the process. The wall panel Kumar had been addressing suddenly slid aside, revealing a complex array of circuits and what appeared to be a lava lamp. This, Kumar announced proudly, is our quantum probability calculator. The lava lamp helps visualize 11-dimensional spacetime. Also, it looks pretty cool during movie nights. Movie nights. Zix managed, their crystalline form now refracting light in patterns that suggested deep existential distress. Oh yeah, we project films onto the warp field containment barrier. Really interesting things happen to the plot when you view it through quantum uncertainty. Kumar paused, considering. Though we had to stop showing 2001, A Space Odyssey, after our AI started getting ideas. I maintain that my version of HAL was much more emotionally well-adjusted, Max interjected, now projecting itself as a cat playing with a ball of quantum string theory. The Meridian engineers huddled together, their perfect geometric forms slightly less perfect than when they'd entered. Their whispered conference was interrupted by a sudden shift in gravity that left them floating 6 inches off the deck. Don't mind that, Kumar called out, now standing on what had previously been a wall. The gravity plating likes to rearrange itself during the saxophone solo. Really adds to the ambience, don't you think? Crisis point. The universe, as it often does, shows that exact moment to throw everyone a curveball. Red alert klaxons, which on the Defiant sounded suspiciously like a jazz trumpet section, blared through both ships. Captain Rivera's voice echoed through the comm system, somehow managing to sound both casual and urgent. Attention all hands and our distinguished Meridian guests. Long-range sensors have detected a quantum anomaly heading our way, and not one of our usual friendly quantum anomalies. This one looks serious. All personnel to emergency stations. Engineering, if you could get gravity working in a consistent direction, that would be great. The Meridian engineers watched in fascination and horror as the seemingly chaotic engineering bay transformed. Crew members who had been casually floating in various orientations snapped into coordinated action, their movements practiced despite the variable gravity. Chief Kumar slid down what had been the ceiling moments before, landing at his main console with practiced ease. First contact and cultural clash. Captain Marcus Rivera stood at the helm of the United Earth ship Defiant, absently stirring his 3rd cup of coffee while studying the holographic display before him. The ship's night shift had just begun, and the skeleton crew maintained their stations with the casual efficiency that came from months of routine patrols along the outer rim. Captain, Lieutenant Maya Patel called from her sensor station, her voice cutting through the quiet hum of bridge operations. "We're picking up unusual energy signatures at the edge of our scanning range. Multiple contacts, massive in scale." Rivera took another sip of his coffee, the ceramic mug sporting a chip from the last time artificial gravity had hiccuped during routine maintenance. "Define massive, Lieutenant. Each signature is roughly the size of Manhattan, sir." "And there." Pottle paused, rechecking her readings. "They're moving in perfect geometric formation. No variation whatsoever." "Well, that's definitely not human," Rivera mused. "No one in the fleet has managed perfect formation since we started using duct tape as a structural component." He set his coffee down and straightened his uniform. "Sound general quarters, but quietly. Let's not look too excited about this." The Defiance alert system activated with a gentle chime rather than its usual klaxon, another modification courtesy of Chief Engineer Raj Kumar, who insisted that startling people during emergencies was counterproductive. The bridge crew efficiently transitioned to battle stations while maintaining what Rivera liked to call their casual professional demeanor. Through the main viewport, space itself seemed to ripple as 5 enormous vessels emerged from faster-than-light travel. Their hulls appeared to be crafted from living crystal, each facet capturing and reflecting starlight in ways that made them appear both beautiful and intimidating. They arranged themselves in a perfect pentagonal formation that would have made any human geometry teacher weep with joy. "They're hailing us," Communications Officer James O'Neill reported, his fingers dancing across his console. "The signal's so clean it's actually improving our system's resolution just by receiving it." "Put them through," Rivera ordered, picking his coffee back up. "And someone please tell engineering to stop whatever experiment they're running with the quantum stabilizers. I can feel my molecules getting creative." The main screen flickered to life, revealing a being that seemed to be composed of living light and crystal. Its features were geometrically perfect, its bearing radiating an authority that spoke of millennia of technological advancement. The bridge crew collectively wondered if their ship's old display could do justice to the image. "Primitive vessel," the being announced in flawless English, "I am High Commander Vex Thor of the Meridian Empire. You have entered space under our protection. Identify yourself and prepare for inspection." Rivera took a deliberately casual sip of his coffee. "High Commander, I'm Captain Marcus Rivera of the UES Defiant. Welcome to the neighborhood. I hope you don't mind, but we're in the middle of routine maintenance. Our artificial gravity gets a bit interpretive when we're running diagnostics." The crystalline being's perfect features shifted in what might have been confusion. "Our scans indicate your vessel is operating at barely acceptable efficiency levels. We detect numerous safety violations, and..." There was a pause. "Is that adhesive tape holding your hull together?" "Oh, you noticed our speed tape." Rivera brightened. "Don't worry, it's rated for deep space. Usually. Chief Kumar swears by it. Though that might be because we ran out of proper hull patches during last month's meteor shower. Speaking of which," he tapped his comm badge. "Engineering, how's that gravity situation?" Chief Kumar's voice came through, accompanied by what sounded suspiciously like a cat purring through the ship's speakers. "Captain, good news and bad news. Good news is we finally figured out why the coffee maker keeps achieving sentience. Bad news is it's now demanding better benefits and union representation." The Meridian Commander's crystalline features twisted in what appeared to be deep concern. "Your ship's artificial intelligence emerged from a beverage dispensing unit." Diplomatic improvisation. The aftermath of the quantum anomaly crisis found the command crews of both vessels gathered in the Defiance conference room, which had been hastily converted from its usual role as an impromptu jazz club. Captain Rivera sat at the head of the table, nursing his ever-present coffee, while High Commander Vex Thor's crystalline form somehow managed to convey both rigid authority and utter confusion. "Let me understand this correctly," Vex Thor began, their perfect geometric features shifting through various prismatic patterns. "You saved both our vessels by playing jazz to the quantum foam while using the sentient coffee maker to calculate 11-dimensional space-time coordinates. Rivera finished helpfully. Though I think the interpretive dance really sealed the deal. Chief Kumar has quite the talent for quantum choreography. The conference room's holographic display, currently being operated by Max in their preferred cat form, showed recordings of the event. The Meridian delegation watched in a mixture of horror and fascination as human crew members, led by Kumar, performed what appeared to be a combination of advanced physics and modern dance, all while the gravity shifted randomly around them. Our scientists have studied quantum mechanics for millennia. Technical Overseer Zix noted, their voice carrying a hint of what might have been admiration. Yet never did we consider that the fundamental forces of the universe might respond to artistic expression. Oh, that's not even the best part. Lieutenant Patel chimed in from her position near the sensor displays. Wait until you see what happened when Max decided to translate the quantum fluctuations into a musical score. Turns out the universe has quite the ear for bebop. The holographic cat preened. I've already composed a symphony based on the harmonic frequencies of subspace. Would anyone like to hear it? I've included parts for quantum strings. High Commander Vex Thor's perfect posture seemed to slouch slightly, a first in recorded Meridian history. Your approach to technology, to physics itself, defies all logical understanding. Yet we cannot deny its effectiveness. The question becomes, what do we do now? Rivera set down his coffee mug, which had somehow remained full despite the variable gravity. Well, I have a suggestion. Your empire has achieved technological perfection, mastering the orderly aspects of the universe. We humans, on the other hand, have learned to embrace chaos, to find solutions in impossibility itself. Are you proposing some form of alliance? Vex Thor asked, their crystalline surface refracting light in patterns that suggested intense calculation. More like a cultural exchange, Rivera smiled. We could learn a lot from your precision and mastery of fundamental physics, and maybe, just maybe, we could teach you a thing or two about thinking outside the geometrically perfect box. The Meridian delegation conferred among themselves, their crystalline forms creating complex interference patterns as they communicated. Meanwhile, the coffee maker in the corner achieved sentience again and began engaging Max in a debate about quantum jazz theory. We accept, Vex Thor announced finally, though we have conditions. First, we request that your chief engineer explain how he managed to violate 17 laws of physics simultaneously while dancing. 23 laws, actually, Kumar corrected proudly. The last 6 violations happened during the saxophone solo. Second, Vex Thor continued, we wish to understand how your ship maintained structural integrity despite your unconventional modifications. Oh, that's easy, Rivera grinned. Duct tape and optimism, mostly. Though I should warn you, our approach to engineering maintenance might challenge your understanding of reality. Third, and here Vex Thor's voice carried a note of what might have been excitement, we request instruction in this jazz phenomenon. Our preliminary analysis suggests it may be key to understanding the quantum nature of chaos itself. The conference room erupted in enthusiastic discussion as humans and Meridians began planning their exchange. Lieutenant O'Neill started teaching a group of fascinated Meridian scientists about swing rhythm, while Chief Kumar explained his theory about the relationship between quantum entanglement and improvisational music to an increasingly bewildered technical overseer Zix. One more thing, Rivera added, raising his coffee mug. We're going to need to update our coffee supplies. It turns out achieving sentience really increases the caffeine consumption around here. As if on cue, both the conference room's coffee maker and the ship's AI began humming Take 5 in perfect quantum harmony, while the gravity plating decided to join in with its own interpretation of the rhythm section. Harmonious chaos. 6 months after the quantum anomaly incident, the UES Defiant hosted the first-ever human Meridian Cultural Exchange Symposium. The ship's main cargo bay had been transformed into what Captain Rivera liked to call a quantum jazz lounge, complete with holographic displays, impromptu physics demonstrations, and no fewer than 3 sentient coffee makers engaged in philosophical debates. High Commander Vexthor, their crystalline form now occasionally displaying slight asymmetries that would have scandalized traditional Meridian society, stood beside Rivera watching the proceedings. Below them, Chief Kumar was teaching a group of Meridian engineers the finer points of emergency repairs using household items, while a team of crystalline scientists attempted to replicate human-style improvisation using quantum harmonics. I must admit, Vexthor observed, their voice carrying a hint of amusement that would have been unthinkable half a year ago. When we first encountered your vessel, I never imagined we would be here. Rivera sipped his coffee, watching as a Meridian engineer successfully used a rubber duck to stabilize a quantum matrix. Amazing what can happen when you stop trying to make the universe behave and start dancing with it instead. Our latest research vessel, Vexthor announced with what might have been pride, successfully incorporated some of your methodologies. The quantum jazz drive achieved 157% efficiency, though we're still not entirely sure how. That's the spirit. Rivera grinned. Sometimes the best solutions are the ones you can't explain. How's the crew adapting to the variable gravity? There were some initial concerns, Vexthor admitted. But after Chief Kumar's lectures on quantum choreography, they've begun to see the advantages of occasional gravitational improvisation. Though I must say the request for a ship's cat was unexpected. Near the quantum physics demonstration area, Max had materialized in their favorite feline form, teaching a group of fascinated Meridian AIs about the relationship between quantum probability and cat naps. The formerly rigid and logical artificial intelligences were showing distinct signs of developing their own unique quirks, with one particularly adventurous program already experimenting with jazz fusion algorithms. Lieutenant Patil approached, carrying what appeared to be a crystal tablet covered in random scribbles. "Sir, the combined research team has made a breakthrough. It turns out that when you translate quantum fluctuations into musical notation while using a toaster as a probability matrix, you can actually predict future coffee shortages. Now that's what I call practical science." Rivera nodded approvingly. "Any other discoveries?" "Well," Patil consulted her notes, "we've also accidentally invented a new form of mathematics based on cat behavior, discovered that duct tape has quantum properties nobody expected. And I think we just proved that the universe has a sense of humor. The Council of Perfect Geometry will need time to process these developments," Vexthor noted, though their crystalline surface rippled with what looked suspiciously like suppressed laughter. "Particularly the proposal to incorporate jazz appreciation into our standard engineering curriculum. The cargo bay's sound system, now a hybrid of human and Meridian technology, began playing a piece that somehow combined classical Meridian harmonic sequences with Earth jazz. The gravity responded accordingly, creating a gentle wave that had humans and Meridians alike swaying in unconscious harmony. You know, Rivera mused, watching as a group of Meridian cadets attempted to learn Earth-style dancing while their instructors tried to maintain dignity in the variable gravity field. "I think we've stumbled onto something important here. Not just the technology or the physics, but a whole new way of seeing the universe." "Indeed," Vexthor agreed. "Our civilization sought perfection through order for millennia. Yet, in just 6 months of cultural exchange with humans, we've made more discoveries than in the previous century. Though I'm still not entirely convinced about using video games as navigational computers. Just wait until you try programming with energy drinks," Rivera winked. Chief Kumar's got a whole theory about how caffeine interacts with quantum probability. From her new position as head of Human Meridian Quantum Jazz Studies, Max's holographic form appeared between them. "Speaking of quantum probability, I've composed a new piece that expresses the harmony of our two approaches through 11-dimensional spacetime. Would you like to hear it?" The gravity plating has agreed to provide accompaniment. As the unlikely allies gathered to listen to the AI's quantum jazz performance, with the gravity shifting in perfect imperfect rhythm, Rivera couldn't help but smile. The universe, it seemed, had an appreciation for both order and chaos, precision and improvisation, crystalline perfection and duct tape solutions. "You know what this calls for?" he asked, raising his ever-present coffee mug. "A toast to the harmony of opposites, the physics of impossible things, and the universal language of quantum jazz." The assembled humans and Meridians raised their various beverages, some in cups that defied Euclidean geometry. As the ship's systems hummed in accompaniment, and somewhere in engineering, a newly sentient toaster began composing its first quantum symphony.